Canal Railway.
Pushing through the jungle
Nice.
to move precious refrigerated cargo across the continent.
Can I get on? All right, well.
Repairing weather-battered rails and locos.
It's just rusted right off.
It's all about tight turnarounds.
Come on, keep on, keep on.
And even tighter repairs.
I don't know if I'm gonna fit. See how it all goes down? On impossible repairs.
My name is Mike Davidson.
Coming around.
This is so great. I've worked aboard and inside some of the most incredible machines on Earth.
This thing is pretty badass.
Here we go. Now I'm going back in.
It is tight in here. I just love it.
Digging into the guts and bolts of these machines. To discover how the hard hat heroes who keep things running,
Power's on. Nice and easy.
make it all happen. You've got a problem here. This is Impossible Repairs.
We're at the Panama Canal. This ship is passing through from the Atlantic side through to the Pacific.
Located at the base of Central America, between Costa Rica and Colombia, the Panama Canal is a crucial link for global shipping.
We're just going through the Miraflores locks, and it's off.
When cargo ships need to move goods between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, instead of traveling an extra 15,000 kilometers around South America, they turn to the canal for a shortcut.
Panama is a narrow country. From one ocean to another ocean is easy to cross. Panama is the best way to join the world from the Pacific to the Atlantic or vice versa.
Every year, more than 14,000 ships from around the world pass through the canal. But it's not ships that make money, it's what they carry.
It's a container business. The more containers, the more money they make.
Containers is the best business for us. We don't care how many ships we cross. It's loads. It's the more important thing.
Tolls for the largest cargo ships using the canal can run as high as $450,000. So for smaller loads, the Panama Canal Railway provides a less expensive alternative.
This is what the Panama Canal Railway works so hard to support. Massive container ships like this one.
When shipping companies need to move a smaller number of containers across the continent, it's way cheaper to send them on the railway and then load the cargo onto ships waiting on the other side.
The Panama Canal Railway's single line of track handles over 500,000 container moves per year.
The track opens for two-way traffic and strategic points using side tracks or passing loops, allowing trains to move continuously 24 hours a day and employ over 1,000 people in the process. But to keep it all moving, the train connections between the north and south ports can't be missed.
We're right in the front of the loco. This is fantastic.
And it all starts here on the Pacific coast in the port town of Balboa, 8.5 kilometers from Panama City.
Sí, nos están llevando sur.
I'm here with crew leader Jose Williams as they load the first train of the day shift.
What are you guys loading right now?
We are loading reefers. We are 60 reefers.
Over 30% of the Panama Canal Railway's cargo is refrigerated fruit and seafood from South America.
The reefers are the refrigerated containers.
Exactly, yes.
The wagons that hold the reefers are specially built to carry 2 containers at a time. This makes them 9-ton monsters, designed to handle repeated beatings for cargo that can sit on top of each other. Like a World War II tank, the sides and beds of the cars are made from reinforced steel, allowing each of these giants to hold up to 55 tons of cargo, almost half the weight of the Statue of Liberty. And before these reefers can depart,
This is where it all happens right here.
Yep, this is it.
every well car is inspected and repaired at the Panama Canal Railway Maintenance Depot, 100 meters from the loading patio,
A lot of work going on here.
where Chief Mechanic Keith Barron is checking on the wagon's electrical upgrades.
We need to keep the reefer cars supplied with 480 at all times so they don't lose current or they don't, lose their product.
480 means 480 volts of electricity sent to each wagon through heavy-duty cables.
Here we got where it connects to the locomotive. This will plug into the locomotive,
Yeah.
and then the locomotive will plug into here.
Those cables connect with junction boxes that transfer power from the loco to the reefers and keep them cold.
All right, the junction boxes, you can see the hookups here. The main power hookup for all the refrigerated wagons, the reefers.
This car will hold 2 reefer containers.
Yeah, that's it's a big load.
But keeping these metal monsters in rail-ready condition is no small feat.
You know, the moisture and water, rainy season, you get a lot of water in here, so a lot of repair on rust.
Keith isn't just some unknowing tourist.
The cable that goes
he knows
through,
Panama and the challenges it
on the other
creates well.
side. I grew up in Panama, yeah. My parents worked on the canal.
You've seen it all happen. Rust can eat away at the beams on the bottom of the wagons that help support the containers.
Oh yeah, you can see right here. It's just rusted right off.
Yeah.
If these beams are not repaired regularly and reattached, the containers will fall right through.
So the guys will weld that up then.
Yeah. They'll weld it and rebolt it with new hardware. Because you do not want a container going through when it's going across, because then you'll have a disaster, derailment.
Back at the loading patio. It's a delicate process for Jose and his crew. Each of these 60 reefers can have a value of up to $3 million, which means on any given day, Jose is loading well over $100 million worth of cargo. So any damage to the reefers can have huge costs. But they still have to move quickly.
Because the ships don't wait. The ships are going to go with or without this cargo. And if you don't get it on, what happens to you? What happens to this cargo?
The cargo will wait 5-6 more days waiting for another ship that go to the same country.
That could cost hundreds of thousands of dollars in fees and millions more in spoiled cargo.
That's a problem.
Yes, that is a problem for us, that is a problem for the client.
They have 10 hours to get this cargo from ship to ship.
We need to be on time, we need to make the connection.
And getting these trains loaded is just the first step on the journey.
How tight is your time on this one?
We have an hour and a half.
60 containers to load onto the train, and only 90 minutes to do it.
If not, that will be a delay.
So, every minute counts.
Gotta watch out. You're gonna get run over.
I'm hitching a ride on one of the cargo loaders to see how it's done.
Can I get on? Yeah. All right, well.
It's early morning, but you can already hear the hustle. To get these trains ready to go, they unload reefers from the ships and bring them here to the loading patio by truck. Then they place the reefers onto the wagons using heavy-duty front loaders.
They're all the way down to the end now, so wagons are loaded up with the first set of containers.
Once securely on the wagons, they connect the reefers to the locomotive's 480-volt electrical system,
They need to be connected, they have to be cold inside.
which powers the refrigerated containers and keeps this cargo frosty.
These are the junction boxes right here for the power. This is what we saw at the maintenance facility that they were fixing up. Right, this one's good.
This is where it gets tricky.
They really have to watch the weight on these. If they get damaged, they mess up that temperature inside. It has to come off, they have to stop, they have to assess it. That can delay them. That could prevent a train from heading out on time.
Time is getting tight.
They have about 40 minutes to get this train out, to go all the way down, to double stack them and head this out to Manzanillo Port.
But these guys stay cool, turning their loaders like they're race cars and speed stacking the cargo the entire length of the train.
They've just like hit the gas here to get this load out. This is what they're about. This is Panama Canal Railway right here.
Finally, the last of our 60 reefers is loaded onto the train.
Nice work. All right, thanks, man. Yeah. This train's loaded, it's ready to go.
Ready to repower.
Experience is what gets the job done. And now they've got to make sure it's safe.
So the guys need to walk the train, check the brakes and the lines. They need to leave 12 p.m. sharp.
While Supervisor Enrique is inspecting the cars, locomotive driver Gilberto is running a systems check.
Sí. ¿Qué problema?
But there's a problem. Something is wrong with the locomotive's electrical supply. It isn't feeding enough power to the wheels, so Chief Mechanic Keith Barron is checking it out.
Actually, the 480 is taking some of the horsepower away from the wheels
Okay.
because it takes horsepower to run the reefer.
Power travels through the engine to both the reefers and the wheels. If the wheels aren't receiving enough power, it will be impossible to move this nearly 2,000-ton load uphill. So, to get this cargo across Panama in time, Keith and the crew need to bring in a backup loco fast.
One, let's go ahead and get ready to arranca.
Without proper power keeping things cool, the cargo could spoil in the heat.
The last thing that we need is cargo sitting on the patio out there waiting for a train.
It's early in the day, and a domino effect of delays is on the horizon.
We need to get this locomotive out there so they can make the swap. Segundo! One, let's go ahead and get ready to arranca.
There are locomotive problems on the Pacific side of the Panama Canal Railway.
There's a train that's stuck out on the tracks. It's having some sort of loading issue.
The issue is that their locomotive's engine isn't producing enough electricity to power the train and keep the 2,000 tons of fresh and frozen cargo cool, leaving millions of dollars worth of goods sitting here in the 32-degree heat.
The guys are trying to get this backup locomotive fired up, ready to go out. Segundo!
So Keith and his crew are springing into action.
Doing a quick check to make sure all the lights work, sanders, everything works.
There are millions in frozen and refrigerated goods waiting to be taken away, so we need to get this loco moving.
De luz de número!
They have a replacement loco, but they need to make sure its engine is working properly before they can use it.
Making sure all the rollers are rolling on the camshaft, and we don't have any problems on the top deck.
This is where experience counts. These guys can hear if there's damage inside. This engine sounds perfect.
You can hear it, it's really fired up, it's ready to go. Good, we're good here.
It's impressive to see how fast you guys work. When you get that call, you guys just jump on it.
That's the name of the game.
And those ships don't wait.
They don't wait for nothing.
Engine's good. We're gonna pull it out, and then they're gonna take this straight out to that cargo to get it moving.
We're in good shape. Everything is looking good. The system is ready to go back to work.
What was the turnaround time on that? You guys were like lightning.
You know, everything was pretty much just check and go. If we had a problem, then we would have to stop and repair the problem, but everything checked out.
All right, let's make it happen. Let's get out of here.
Let's go.
Jose, how's this train looking?
It's looking good.
Yeah.
It's almost ready to depart. Just checking the reefers, everything connected, so we can head to Colón.
And there's a ship waiting for this cargo.
The ship should depart around 1900, so we have to make sure those reefers are on there on time.
These guys are almost ready to go. We're gonna walk the train, check the locomotive, check the brakes, check the lines.
Ready? 506, ready to depart.
Okay, we're good, Jose? Okay, this train's ready for Colón. Departure any minute, we're out of here.
From here in Balboa, this train is traveling 75 kilometers through the Miraflores Tunnel, over the historic Gamboa Bridge, along the crocodile-covered shores of man-made Lake Gatun, onto Manzanillo, Panama's Atlantic port, just outside Colón City. A journey that in perfect conditions takes an hour and a half. So, as long as everything goes right from here, they can get the job done.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
Good job. You can be an engineer, right?
Oh yeah, no problem. The journey begins on the Panama Canal Railway. We're leaving the outer limits of the yard. We're traveling across the country to the Atlantic side.
We are now over main track.
And I've got a front row seat for the ride.
This is fantastic. We're on the front of the locomotive riding the Panama Canal Railway.
The Panama Canal Railway is iconic. And for the time it was built, it's an engineering marvel.
The Panama Canal Railway is a single line of track. It was actually constructed about half a century before the canal itself in 1855.
Built to service the California gold rush in the 1800s, the original Panama Railway was the world's first transcontinental railroad. Heavily subsidized by the U.S. government to more quickly connect the two U.S. coasts. The Panama Railway's construction was also deadly. Over 12,000 people lost their lives, many of them foreign workers who didn't have the natural immunity to diseases that locals did. Per kilometer, the original Panama Railway was one of the deadliest ever built and helped lay the groundwork for the Panama Canal's eventual construction.
Today, it works alongside it, supporting the cargo and the containers, transiting them north and south, Pacific to Atlantic side.
The railway runs beside the canal through dense jungle and across the American Cordillera, a near continuous mountain range that connects the Rocky Mountains to the Andes. These locos can travel more than 110 kilometers per hour, but here, where the railway meets the mountains, they have to be careful.
In this part of the track, we have a challenge because we are at the hill with the heavy train.
It's called Summit, and in rainy conditions, it can be dangerous, like an 18-wheeler on a slick road.
It's a challenge for him right now. It's raining. That makes that the wheel slip. In the case that he's going up the hill, the sander helps.
When trains accelerate or brake on wet rails, they can lose traction and experience wheel slip. When a locomotive needs extra traction, the driver activates the sanding system. This system uses compressed air to push sand from its holding tank through a tube and onto the rails, giving the loco all the traction it needs to take on slippery inclines.
When you active the switch, secondary is active.
With up to 2,000 tons of cargo in tow and the rain still coming down, the sanding system makes all the difference. As we pass Summit,
31,
Gilberto gets a call from dispatch.
We're slowing down and pulling over to the side. There's a southbound train, and this is a single line of track, so we have to pull over to the side to let it pass.
Pulling over here means we're holding on a passing loop, a section of track that allows other trains to go by. Even after that, we still have to wait for a maintenance team to finish some rail work down the line. So I'm jumping ahead to check out the problem.
It's been a stretch of really bad weather here in Panama. There have been hurricanes, a couple of them.
Historically, when hurricanes have hit the Caribbean, Panama has felt the tail effects with heavy rains and thunder showers. And that can really take a toll on the tracks.
This is the effects of all of the heavy rain that you guys have had recently. You can see these are just sticking right out here at the edge.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing here.
Whenever we get sitting water, the ground gets soft, everything starts eroding, and then you get movement on the track.
And movement on the tracks can lead to derailments. So they're replacing the ballast, the rocks underneath that stabilize the rails, to make sure the trains can pass safely.
We need to move the trains, so let's start doing it.
It starts with bringing in some fresh materials.
60 tons per wagon, so 120 tons of ballast coming up. We're gonna take these two cars, dump them out. Here we go, we can hear it firing up. Whoa, whoa, here it is. Oh, yeah. All right, that's it. 120 tons of ballast.
Now in comes the main attraction.
I've heard this machine called many things. The spinning machete.
The mud mole, we usually call it the undercutter.
The undercutter is a 4.5-meter rotating buzzsaw mounted on a backhoe.
Just getting ready to get all this mud and contaminated material out from under the switch and change it for new material.
This is heavy metal at its best.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Whoa, look at that. It's just ripping right through there. It shows no mercy. This is the coolest machine.
The undercutter works by using its carbide teeth to hook onto old ballast under the rails and rip it out, dragging in the new stuff.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, as soon as it breaks through to the other side, there's like a suction effect.
Yep.
Yeah, it just pulls that ballast underneath almost automatically. Yeah, it just takes everything out. One side to the other, just clears it out in a matter of minutes. Look at that.
Ballast replacement is nothing new to this crew, but getting it done on a tight timeline is always a challenge.
Right now we're probably gonna go between 7 and 10 ties, just because of the window of the northbound train that's coming, we don't have much time to get what we want, so we got to get what we can.
But as we approach the last couple of ties, there's a problem.
Has a big leak on it.
That fluid is actually a leak.
We might not be able to finish what we are trying to finish.
They still have a few ties to go to finish. We're just watching the machine closely to make sure it doesn't seize up.
Okay, dele mazo a esa vaina.
Whoa.
The undercutter, a machine that clears ballast from under the tracks, is busted.
Oh, look at this fluid.
Yeah, we got a problem.
Something big got blown.
Something big got blown.
Yeah, I don't know what it is now, but
But we got a problem.
There's still a 3-meter section of track that needs to be fixed before trains can go through. And the undercutter isn't moving.
This is what the Panama Canal Railway cannot have happened, which is cargo not getting to its destination.
We're in crunch time.
Fixing the undercutter could take hours. So they're calling in reinforcements.
We have backup resources to come in and get this finished.
This is real railroading. Yeah, we had some issues. We had the hose break on the machine. We got another machine coming down to save us.
Brian has called in a local backhoe operator. And within minutes,
Here it comes, on the horizon, the rescue team.
they're ready to get this repair back on track.
Coming to save the day. That guy, he's like he was born on a machine, man.
This backhoe needs to bring in ballast and spread it under the ties. To give the tracks some temporary stability, so they can get the trains moving again.
esta luz te queda igual que la otra. Prap, prap, y después entonces lo distribuyes.
We have 20 minutes. Can we do it?
We have to do it.
We have to do it.
They're working quickly, but they can't just leave rocks on the tracks.
They have the ballast in, just have to smooth it out.
With millions of dollars worth of cargo waiting to roll through, every second counts. Once they fix the undercutter, they will have to come back to finish the job. But for now, their mission is complete.
Nice work, Brian. Right here.
Okay.
I love seeing you guys problem solve that one. You just figured it out right away. You got that loader in and made it happen.
No choice in the matter. We got to get it done.
Yeah.
The train gotta pass by.
Yeah, that's how you do it here at the Panama Canal Railway, right?
That's how we do it on the Panama
That's
Canal.
the way it is.
With the track secured here in Cologne,
Party time.
that's my cue to head back to the train.
We're getting back on the locomotive. Journey continues.
Ready? Here we go.
And we're making up for lost time.
We're just blasting down the Panama Canal Railway, heading for Cologne. Hey! Yeah!
We still have 34 kilometers to go before we can drop our load at Manzanillo Terminal, Panama's Atlantic port.
You can hear the wheels on this turn and the brakes just screaming as we bend around. We're almost at the end of this journey. The city of Cologne is right around the corner here.
But as the jungle surroundings clear, you reach a different kind of chaos.
Welcome to Cologne, guys.
It's rush hour, and every one of Cologne's 20 public rail crossings is crammed with cars and people.
There are people all over the place. It's very difficult in this area for the drivers, for the engineers to get in here. People just don't respect the train. They don't give it enough distance.
And as we approach where we just completed our track repair, there's another issue.
What's going on?
We need to go to yard. We have to change the switch to another direction.
The rail switch, a device that allows trains to switch to a different track, is jammed. And now our train is blocking traffic.
We've stopped right at a crossing. They're having a problem just switching the tracks over so we can head through the city. People are not happy. Listen to that. This guy's not happy.
Fortunately, it's not a big problem to overcome. The ballast from our earlier rail repair blocked the switch. So our engineer clears a couple rocks, and we're back in action. Now, just 19 more crossings this may take a while. It's a slow process.
The most challenge at column is the people. We have to wait to clear the crossing. The gates are down. There's no respect the crossing of the train. This is a big problem here in Column.
But it's nothing new for this crew. We're pushing our way through, and it looks like we're gonna make it.
We're entering the freight yard in Cologne. We're almost there. We've crossed a continent, headed from the Pacific side to the Atlantic side, through the jungle, through the concrete jungle in Cologne. And here we are. We've arrived. This is where we end the day.
We've made it, and just in time. The cargo will be loaded onto waiting ships and sent across the Atlantic, while we rest up from another day on the Panama Canal Railway, where anything can happen. It's a new day, and I'm back in Balboa at the Panama Canal Railway Depot. Where Chief Mechanic Keith Barron and his crew are already hard at work.
Last time I was here, I checked in. You guys were working around the clock. I come back, you're right at it.
There's always something going on here.
There are 17 locomotives in the fleet. And Keith is doing maintenance on one of the regulars.
Go ahead and let's do the inspection.
So we're gonna take this off. This is a greaser unit right here.
Yeah, lubricator wick.
Okay.
Your oil tank for your axle shaft.
The axle is a metal rod that connects the wheels on either side of the loco. Keeping it greased is essential for the wheels to continue moving.
Underneath here you have a ton of heat buildup and grease and everything going on. So if things seize up here, you could have
a
fire problem maybe.
A fire, yeah, derailment. You know, there's a lot of things that can happen.
Yeah.
This is one of the vital inspections of the locomotive.
Being a heavy-duty mechanic is anything but glamorous.
It's hot. There's no airflow in here. It's 30+ degrees, and the humidity's off the charts. I'm just soaked through right now.
And it's only getting worse, because now I'm checking on the locomotive's gearboxes.
So I'm going up in here.
That is one tight squeeze.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna fit.
You gotta get up there to inspect.
Thanks for the support, Keith.
Okay. Oh, right.
Get it and twist.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, good.
The gears inside transfer power from the motors to the wheels. If the gear teeth don't stay greased, the friction and heat can cause devastating damage to the loco.
Yeah, I see grease.
Okay.
Yeah, the teeth have grease on them.
Putting in a couple of bucks worth of these dissolving grease packs on a regular basis
Number one is in.
can save tens of thousands of dollars in repairs.
If this fails, you build up a lot of heat in there, and then it ends up traveling down the axle shaft, burns up your wicks, then you lose your lubrication. Just a domino effect. It can be a catastrophic failure.
But everything here looks good. Now to close it up.
Just putting the lid on. Easier said than done, though.
Twist.
And then twist it. All right, I can't turn it.
Try it again. Push this all the way down.
I can't quite get it in.
Hey, this is harder than it looks.
It's hard and hot and dirty, but you gotta do it.
Okay, here we go. Oh, okay, there we go.
You got it. There you go.
Okay.
All in a day's work.
Your clothes are going to remember Panama. They're going to be stained for life.
This train is oiled, greased. It's ready to go on its way to Cologne after service. Okay, good stuff. Thanks, Keith.
That was rough. It's dirty work down in the pit, but someone's got to do it. You're welcome, Panama.
Felt good.
Next, I'm headed from the depot here in Balboa, 30 kilometers to Gamboa Bridge at the Chagres River.
Dispatcher, High Road 103 North, approaching entered limits.
To get there, I'm teaming up with Operations Director Milton McKay.
What are we traveling on right now? What do you call this?
We're traveling on the High Road 103, which is regular suburban, outfitted to travel on top of the railroad.
The high rail truck is a vehicle outfitted with rubber and steel wheels, meaning we can go just about anywhere.
I love the locomotives, but I think the high rail is my favorite ride.
Good deal.
It's smooth sailing on the high rail. Along the way, we're making a pit stop to see what goes into keeping these historic rails in mint condition. The Panamanian rainforest is a constant threat to the railway, and crew leader Brian knows it.
It grows like crazy. It's the sun and the humidity down here is constantly doing maintenance.
So I'm joining the Maintenance of Way crew, the team responsible for rail maintenance, to help clear this section out.
Can I get in there and work with the crew a bit and like help you get this done?
Dive in there.
Okay, let's go.
Without proper maintenance, the trees and brush will overtake the tracks.
Okay, right in here?
Right in there. Nice.
So these crews are continually cutting it back, telescoping chainsaws.
All right.
I'd say you're hired.
And old school machetes to keep the path clear for trains.
So Brian, you just like the heat.
I was born and raised in Minnesota.
What are you doing here?
Loving the heat.
You feel like, is that it? After all that? It's never it. It's the jungle. It keeps going, it keeps growing.
With our heavy-duty weed whacking done for the day, I'm finishing my journey to Gamboa Bridge for one of the Panama Canal Railway's most historic repairs. On June 3rd of 2020, a huge container ship collided with the Gamboa Bridge, causing a catastrophic collapse.
The collision happened when a ship's steering locked up. It drifted right past this center section and collided with pier number 5, collapsing the bridge.
Oh, I can't describe it. It was just catastrophic.
The collision completely shut down the railway for weeks, threatening jobs and the Panamanian economy. Temporary measures were put in place to get the cargo moving again, and after 3 months of intensive repair, train service resumed.
So the trains have been running now, but this is the final couple of things left here. This is where you put the stamp on it and you say the Gamboa Bridge is finished today.
Today's the last day. We're putting the last bolt in, and it's going to be 100% as of today.
And the crew is ready.
What are we doing?
We're installing the nails for the guardrail.
Guardrails are used to keep trains on the bridge if there's a derailment, nailed down to the track's cross ties. The guardrails are fastened using huge railroad spikes. This is still an active track, so the guys have to work quickly. Conditions are not helpful.
You really have to watch your step here. We're in the middle of the bridge finishing this repair. It's raining hard and the ties are covered in grease. It's very slippery.
And the rain is picking up.
It's just coming down now. Soaked right through. Whoa.
10 meters of guardrail are nearly complete.
This guardrail is almost in place. These are the final few pieces remaining.
But there's one final step.
These bolts are the ones that are keeping the track together. Need to be tightened with these nuts.
To tighten the bolts, you need to get under the rail. And it's a dangerous climb, especially in weather like this.
Okay, buckled up.
The crew is running out of time and need to move on to the next job.
Okay, I'm gonna go down there and get a good look at it.
Please.
All right, let's go.
I just need to tighten the bolt. How hard can it be?
Underneath every one of these ties are these bolts that keep the track together. These are the final few pieces here to put the Gamboa Bridge back together again.
It's getting slick.
Here are the bolts. There's the bracket, spring the bolt, spring.
The bolts sit on the bottoms of the guardrail spikes.
So these hold the ties together right here.
Yes, that keeps the track together so the ties doesn't move.
So far, so good. I haven't dropped anything in the canal yet.
Hilario, it's looking good. We're almost there. This is it.
So you're now part of the Panama Canal Railway.
I love it.
Good.
I just need to give it a final torque.
Okay, there we go.
The Gamboa Bridge is back together again.
Good job.
How are you? Thank you for letting me be a part of that.
Thank you
I appreciate it.
for being with us.
You guys are fantastic. Legends. Love it.
Felicitaciones, señores. Good job, buddy.
That's a wrap on the Gamboa Bridge. We got to get out of here. Trains are coming. Tracks are opening up. Let's go.
With the Gamboa Bridge finally completed, I'm headed 45 kilometers to Manzanillo Station, just outside Cologne City, for my final train ride across Panama.
Eso es correcto. Esa caja la están esperando en...
But as we arrive, it's pandemonium. A scheduled train has been pushed to make way for an emergency shipment.
It's an emergency delivery where there's a ship that's requested right before departure. A few missing containers that it needed. So this train's going out hot across the tracks here.
The Panama Canal Railway only has a few hours to get this cargo across the continent before it's shipped to parts.
They're firing up the loco. We're heading out at night.
The 75-kilometer journey can be done in as little as an hour and a half. But if I've learned anything out here, you need to expect the unexpected.
Esa caja la están esperando en Panamá. Son cajas calientes, así que tenemos que salir lo más pronto posible de Colón hacia Panamá.
The last-minute shipment is being loaded for the Pacific port.
Ok, señores, estamos bien ahí, entonces...
And crews are scrambling to make it happen in time.
The guys had a call come in. They need a train to depart right now. You guys got a call about hot boxes. What are those?
Well, the hot boxes are priority boxes that we need to take to Panama because there's a ship waiting for them to leave the port, and we had to take it right away.
These containers have got to move quickly. If they can't make the delivery in time,
the ship will leave without them.
And that means potentially millions of dollars in spoiled cargo.
All right, let's hit it. Let's go.
Let's go.
We'll check the train. We only have 7 wagons right now, but we have to check all the way down to the end before we can leave. We have to do it quickly, so we're taking the van. You can just drive along here with a flashlight, check the connections, check the hoses, check the brakes.
We're going to the end of the train, so Supervisor Plinio can manually release the handbrake.
Okay, handbrake. Yep.
All right.
It's a manual system that locks the train in place when it's not moving.
Just be careful. Safety first. Come on, keep on, keep on. Hurry.
Since the rest of the train checks out.
Almost there?
Almost.
Plinio's getting me to unlock it and get this train going.
All right.
He seems happy to have me do the spinning.
There you go.
Okay, we got it.
Just kick that.
Okay.
We're gonna test the cylinder.
We do a final test of the brakes.
All right, let's hit it.
And head back up to the locomotive so we can depart.
Time to get these hot boxes over to the Pacific side. Here's our ride. Up to the Port of Balboa.
Now it's a race against time. We only have an hour and a half to make it 75 kilometers across the continent.
Looking good from the west side. Check this out.
That's how long it takes during the day in perfect conditions.
Leaving Cologne. It's very busy, a lot of crossings right away. It's especially dangerous at nighttime. The driver can't see a lot of these crossings clearly. Cars and people just trying to beat the train before it goes.
You can find people sleeping on the track, animals, cars, and the crossing. It's more dangerous at night than during the day.
To make our way through the crossing safely, Plinio is watching the rails like a hawk, giving hand signals to the driver when it's all clear.
You can see here, people, it's running across the tracks right at the last minute.
These guys are in a rush, but with lives literally on the line. It's slow and steady for now.
They know from experience anything can happen here leaving Cologne, especially at night.
It takes us half an hour just to get through the city. But urban hazards are only the beginning.
We still have to pass through the jungle itself, past Lake Gatun.
After Cologne, we have 64 kilometers left to go. We'll be passing back over Gamboa Bridge, Summit, and through the Miraflores Tunnel. in order to reach the port of Balboa on the Pacific coast.
Starting to know this track well. I can tell just here, looking at the canal next to us, we're coming up on the Gamboa Bridge.
We're slowing down to cross the 400-meter bridge. A chance for me to admire my handiwork. But just as we finish our crossing...
Mike, people sleeping there.
There's people sleeping over there.
Plinio spots someone on the tracks. The tracks here are high and dry, keeping some folks from the worst of the storms. It's a close call, but thankfully, no one got hurt.
There are people sleeping on the tracks right there. They got out of the way, but we're just crawling over this bridge. They actually had time to get off.
It's a high-stakes situation out here. Safety versus speed is a constant balance. With Gamboa Bridge cleared, we're passing through the Panamanian jungle as we approach Summit. It's literally all downhill from here. And our driver is using it to his advantage.
I feel like we're speeding up. We're hitting the gas.
That's right.
This is where our 3,000 horsepower loco can really move at 110 kilometers an hour, especially with a lighter load.
The train is not heavy, so we can go up the hill faster.
That's right. We only have 7 loaded wagons. We're moving. We could really hit the gas here, hit that top speed. We can get to the port of Balboa here on time.
On time.
On time.
As we pick up speed, our driver gets a call.
What was that? Slow down.
A system called Positive Train Control has notified the driver that with the decline in lighter load, we're reaching a dangerous speed. And Summit is the sharpest turn on the entire railway, so we're slowing it down again.
We will speed it a little bit more because we want to be earlier than we thought in the schedule.
This system is the last line of defense against collisions and derailments caused by excessive speed.
We gotta get there. How's our time? It's looking tight.
We will be on time.
As we make our way through the Miraflores Tunnel.
This looks like familiar territory right here. We're almost to the Pacific side.
That's right. We are 5 minutes ahead of schedule.
I can see those city lights. Welcome back to Balboa.
Okay, priority number 1 is the reefers.
Operations Director Milton McKay couldn't be happier.
We have the containers.
We made it.
We made it.
We made it just in time.
From here, it'll take another hour to load the ship with these priority boxes.
Now we load it to the truck, sending it to the port, get loaded on a vessel, and away they go.
And these guys are getting ready to do it all over again.
The action here tonight is off the charts. You guys have another train going out.
We're right now unloading one and loading the next one. It'll be ready shortly, and away we go.
I'm so impressed how you guys work it 24/7 here. I've seen the full operation now. You guys just don't quit. The Panama Canal Railway is an ocean-to-ocean gateway that epitomizes what ingenuity and resilience are all about. From the last-minute track repairs to the infrastructure overhauls, it's the dedicated crews who put everything they have into this railway that make the seemingly impossible absolutely achievable.
You are a good railroad worker. We got an opening.
You got an opening? You like what you see?